of our NeSA review. Okay, and so first of all, we're going to look up here, and we're just going to identify the slope of the following lines. And so first of all, I want you to look at the purple line.
Which one's purple?
Now, the easy way to find the purple line, the slope of the purple line, is to just pick any 2 points on the line. So I could pick this point and this point. It's just any 2 points. It doesn't matter. You're going to find your rise, and you're going to divide it by your run. So how far up do I go here? 3. Divided by how far left to right, because that would be my run?
0.
0. So what is 3 divided by 0?
Undefined. 0.
Undefined. So the purple line would be undefined. All you're going to do is pick 2 points, pick the rise over the run. Okay, so here we go. Blue.
What would you do for y-intercept in that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. It says to identify the y-intercept. Is there a y-intercept?
No.
No. So here we should have the slope. Here we should have the y-intercept. Okay? So then now let's look at the blue. The blue line, I need to find the slope. So once again, I'm going to pick 2 points. So I could pick any 2 points. I could pick those 2 points. Slope would be rise over run. So what's the rise? Run. So my slope is 1. The y-intercept is where it intersects the y-axis, and where's that?
-4.
-4. Okay. You might also see that written as 0, -4. Same thing. Okay, let's look at the red. Let's pick 2 points. So here's a point here. Here's a point here. Let's figure out the rise over the run. What's the rise? -1. What's the run? 3. So that's my slope, -1/3. What's the y-intercept? The y-intercept is 4. You may also see that written as 0, 4.
So you have to go from the point on the left to the right? Okay.
You could do it the other way around, but then you're, it's always going to be negative. So, any questions about finding the slope between any 2 points? Okay, the next one is we're going to go ahead and look at this. It says the graph below represents what equation? So as I look at that, is it an x squared equation? What does an x squared look like? X squared looks like a parabola, either a smile or a frown. Okay, so that's what you need to remember. So that automatically throws a out. Y equals x. What type of graph is that?
It's just a point.
It's a straight line that goes like this. Slope of 1, y-intercept is 0. So that throws that out. Do we remember what an absolute value looks like?
I would assume it would look like the same.
Absolute value. Absolute value. Do we remember what an absolute value looks like?
It'd be a section.
An absolute value looks like a V.
I was like, well, I'm trying to
Okay,
get
a value and V.
value.
Okay, and so your answer is actually x cubed. Another way you could have done that,
So is x cubed square V line?
just like that. Another way you could have done that is pick all the points on here and plug them in. So you know this one goes through the point -1, -1. So you could have plugged it in here and said, okay, does -1 equal -1 squared? And the answer is no. Okay, does -1 equal -1 on this one? Yes, so that one would be good. On this one, does -1 equal the absolute value of -1? Answer is no. So you would have actually narrowed it down to B and D, and then you could have picked other points, okay, to eliminate B or D. So that's another way you could find that.
I was looking at this on the test and didn't know what to do. Like, oh, well, there's 3 dots. So
Yeah, so you plug it in, and you would have actually found that this dot and this dot are going to eliminate B. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the following. These are the last 3 problems we're going to look at. Solve the following inequalities. And these are actually pretty easy problems. Okay, we're going to solve this just like we normally would for an equation. So what's the first thing I'm going to do?
-3.
Subtract 3. So I get 2x to be less than 12. What do you do now? Divide by 2, so x is less than 6. There you go. Okay, that's solving a basic inequality. Solve it just like an equation. We got another one. So what are we going to do here? Subtract 3. So negative 4x is greater than or equal to negative 20. Now what do? Divide by negative 4. Now one of the things about inequalities is that whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to remember to do what? Flip the sign. So it actually should be this way. Okay, so you get x to be less than or equal to 5.
Oh, I thought you get rid of the equal to also. and
No,
I
you
thought
don't.
You would, like, add it or
Nope. You always keep that. Okay? So remember, whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number, you flip the inequality. And then last but not least, a car used 12 gallons of gasoline and traveled a total distance of 290 miles. The car's fuel efficiency is 25 miles per gallon on the highway and 20 miles per gallon in the city. The variable h will represent the number of gallons used on the highway. Okay? Which equation could be used to find h? So it says h will represent the number of gallons used on the highway. Which one goes with the highway, 25 or 20?
25.
25. So of those two,
B and C would not work.
B and C would not work. So you see how you can eliminate those from the get-go? So then now we need to figure out. So let's look at A and D, and we notice that the only difference between these is with a sign. So let's figure out what sign we would use. Okay, it says H represents the total number of gallons used on the highway. Okay, they tell us that a car used a total of 12 gallons. That means 12 is the most you can use. So according to this, this says you take 12 minus whatever you used on the highway. So if you used 8, you would take 12 minus 8, and what would you get here?
4.
You would get 4. Okay, let's try that down here. If you use 8 here, this says you take 12 plus 8. What does this give me? 20. Can you use 20 gallons of gas? No, because it says the maximum number is
12.
12. So what's my answer going to be?
A.
A.
Great.
Process of elimination. Okay? So what you need to do is complete our worksheet number 5, all right, for tomorrow.